6 foot and under quarterbacks to me that actually get a shot in the 6 foot or under.
I don't think they get a shot though. That's the point.
That's the point. That's what I'm saying. Is that but the ones that do get a shot, they always perform. Like that's my thing. Is that you run the offense in a way that you can run guys around or move them out of the pocket, or they move around to a point where they can see. They've had to adapt. If you get a short quarterback, you automatically have somebody that could not be a pocket passer.
Mike Vick.
Right. Mike Vick, Colin Murray now, Drew Brees, probably the number one guy to do it. It's just those type of guys that always had to you have to adapt. So, they could never be a Peyton Manning standing in the pocket the entire time because they would have got wrecked. They can't see shit. So,
fully functional Death Star. That's
he just saw that.
All right. I hate you.
The Death Star systems are fully operational.
You want to count us down?
2, 1. Welcome back to ASOS, All Sorts of Sports, episode 19.
That was last week.
All right, 20.
The big 2-0.
All right, but this is the start of something new, right? This is our first midweek pod.
Yeah.
It gives us the ability to reflect.
To do more, in real time.
Reflect on the weekend.
So because I haven't seen the list yet, the idea to me behind this was to be able to do what we were noticing is that the podcast episode, we're recording this Tuesday night. So the podcast we uploaded yesterday was about week 1 NFL stuff a day after week 2 has ended. So it's not necessarily like we've been on top of things.
It's not timely.
It's not timely. But this will allow us to, at least during football season, to talk about the shit that's actually happening, as it just ended, and give you guys an opportunity to we'll see where we're at and not be what the fuck why are we listening to these guys and seeing how wrong they are after things have already occurred.
Well, that's kind of fun, too, just to see how bad our opinions are.
Well, I mean, there is something that I know we're going to talk about later that I actually screen recorded something we did back in July just to see how right I was about something. I like to do that. My ego needs to be stroked almost every day.
I mean, stroke away, my friend.
Away. No, don't.
But the thought would be this midweek podcast, especially right now, is going to be mostly NFL talk. And then we can get into more of the bigger things and the way that we've kind of blended politics in sports or for our social issues in sports. Those can be saved for those weekend shows, our Saturday show, or what you guys are seeing on Monday, but that might even change as far as when we do the uploads now. Just because those things aren't necessarily as timely as far as all right, well, a game just happened. Those are things that usually have good thorough lines through.
Yeah. So the list we got is the NFL recap. The whole thing about BREES, is he done? Suarez versus Barca, and Billy Donovan to the Bulls as of a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, I just saw that. You want to start with Billy?
Yeah, it's fine. We can get that out the way.
Okay.
He left the Thunder to go to the Bulls. That's random.
So the Bulls have a young, decent core, and the Thunder have an old, decent core. So if I was a coach, I would be like, do I want to coach these people that are effectively coaching themselves, or do I want to go try and build something in Chicago? And also, if you think about where, big teams in the NBA historically, I would also rather be in Chicago than fucking Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City right now, that organization is basically, to use a example for Oklahoma City, it's like a tornado ripped through that goddamn organization. And after Chris Paul and whatever, there's going to be nothing left, as far as Oklahoma City itself goes.
No. No.
Compared to what it is they have been.
Did you forget what the Clippers gave them and then what Houston gave them too?
Not forgetting what it is that they gave them. I'm just saying that if I'm looking as far as like upside, as far like I know is Paul coming back?
I don't think so.
No. Like if I'm Billy Donovan looking as far as organizations, I'm looking at the organization as far as Oklahoma City, formerly known as Seattle, and what it is that they're going to do down there compared to like having a renowned or known franchise. It's probably giving them a pretty good payday. I haven't seen the contract numbers.
Well, me neither, but like even looking at it from the Bulls standpoint, like you'd rather have Billy Donovan than Mark Jackson?
Yeah, because race.
Who is the coach they just let go?
Holzberg?
Yeah.
Like Fred Holzberg or something?
No, who's the coach? Who's the coach? The black coach that got
from Memphis?
Yeah.
You talking about Penny Hardaway?
Was it?
I didn't know he left.
Huh. I just think.
Oh, wait. You're talking Memphis Grizzlies?
No, Pelicans.
Okay. New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah, they fired their coach.
Alvin Gentry?
Yeah. I was surprised they didn't go that route.
No, Monty Williams.
Yeah, we talked about all this
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean he's out there too.
I thought you were talking about Memphis, the college team.
At the end of the day, I think the Billy Donovan going from Oklahoma City to Chicago is a fart in an ocean. Like no one's gonna give a fuck. I don't really think in the grand scheme of things, as far as like where the league's going, who are they going to be the powerhouse in the next few years? I don't think Billy Donovan's going to make any waves, regardless if it was in Oklahoma City or Chicago. This is one of those things that, like, it comes up. People, even though it's the NBA playoffs, there's still a lot of things to talk about as far as the coaching stuff goes. But this will be out of the news cycle in 2 days. Nobody's going to give a shit.
Well, it's going to – I think next season it might do a lot – I mean, be big news if they can get that Kobe White kid playing like he was playing last year and get the pieces around him playing well. Because he was balling out. He was scoring like a couple straight games, like 40 points.
It's hard for me to get excited about a coaching move. Is this to me right now?
Agreed.
And while we're on the topic of the NBA, did you see that they are not anticipating the season to start in December as it originally was planned? They said today probably 2021 sometime, which leads me to believe that they're not sure how they're going to bubble all the teams for the next season, because the bubble obviously worked, but how are you going to bubble all those players for an entire season?
Yeah,
I don't see that.
And then how many Daniel Houses are you going to have?
Well, that's what
brick house.
That's going to be a lot of, like, I think that what they're going to be doing right now is that the NBA, while they led the entire sports world really with the best or the most outside the box thinking in the sense of what it is they need to do for COVID relief, as much as people, as much as the NFL for the most part so far, we're only on week 2, but it's been successful mostly as far as what they've been doing as far as COVID stuff. And you're talking about 32 teams across the nation, what it is they're doing as far as travel, all that. Like, I think it'll probably just be different in the sense of the rules that they'll have for the players when they're in their hometowns, like what it is they'll be able to do and who they're able to come into contact with. Whether that means that they have a bubble in each one of the cities as far as like hotels that are only used as far as NBA players. So like if you have away teams that are coming to Washington, then there's only one hotel that they have rented out for the entire year that like they're disinfecting after every game, that they can kind of manage each one of these things. It's just logistically extremely difficult to try to do. But I mean, if you're looking at the NFL, the way that they've been doing the testing, it's worked. Like, so.
Yeah, it just seems like a logistical nightmare.
Yeah, that, and then like
you got like one kid that goes to parties.
Yeah, you can have like a crazy ass fan or something that has it, and he's betting against the away team, so he just goes there because he knows where they're going to be.
But we haven't seen that with NFL teams. And you have like I know that as far as the Washington football team players, like they're at home, they're driving back and forth to the facilities. Like Dwayne Haskins was just going $4.95 the other day after the game, showing the Mormon temple, being like, hey, I'm at Disney World or whatever, because that's everybody's joke in the D.C. area. But it's like, so they've been out here. They've been with us. I mean, I think that the only thing that I'm worried about is that as the season goes on with the NFL is that we're still far from saying that anything's been solved as far as COVID goes. We still got flu season coming back around. As far as being in DC recently over the last few, and I've gotten into arguments with people. There are a lot of people around my age, around our ages, that are starting to do the bar life again, and they're starting to go out a lot more. And it's been a point of contention for me, just as I think people's energies could be better spent doing something else if you're going to be as risky as this. But I think the fatigue is really, really, really set into a point where
the good thing is, here at least, it'll be cold soon, so that also makes people not want to go out.
Not if the bars inside are open, and not if you have these people that are like, you got a bunch of extroverts that are dying inside their damn apartments and shit right now.
Go and visit with a group of friends that you know have been safe. Like there's other ways to do it.
My thing is, every time there is a group of people that end up meeting up, what I've been seeing is that of that collective of like 5 people, 2 have been going to the bars. So, like, once you have 2 that are going to the bars, they're not getting tested. They come to that house party where you think that everybody's in a pod, and boom, you have an entire spreading event
just
as far as COVID.
Just be aware.
Yeah.
All right.
So, there was a game last night.
Was there?
Mm-hmm.
What sport? I thought the NBA was off last night.
Oh, it was. Thank goodness. Even though I told each of you not to watch the game because I thought it was going to be bad.
It started bad. It
started bad. I was mad. I had my whiskey and I was like, don't nobody talk to me. I was like, if they score again, I'm going upstairs. Like, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah. Nobody talk to me for the rest of the night.
But they did all right. I mean,
I was at a bar with a bunch of Saints fans. I'm joking.
I was like,
first of all, I know you're lying because you ain't going to the bar.
And you just talking about it.
I'm a hypocrite.
First of all, what I took away from that game is that Josh Jacobs can move an entire pile of linemen 9 yards. Yeah. 9. That was ridiculous.
He was hurt.
Whole pile.
And he was hurt.
Almost a touchdown.
Yeah,
I'm glad he's on almost all of my fantasy leagues.
We're talking about the Raiders-Saints game, just to make sure that everybody's.
Oh, they know. They see the hat. They see the jersey.
So
Darren Waller was a beast.
Yeah, my
vulturing touchdowns from Josh Jacobs on my fantasy team.
KG for life bet the Waller point total or stat total over, and it hit by like the third.
Yeah. They couldn't stop him. They put defensive linemen, linebackers, safeties, and corners on him, and he caught on all of them.
I think that coming out of this game and seeing, like, congrats to you guys. You know, I hate your organization. That's why I know you guys can't see it, but on Zoom, my name is Fully Functional Death Star, in the sense of, just like in the movie Star Wars, the Death Star did get a few shots off before it imploded. Just want to make sure everybody knows as far as that. Because the Death Star does work. It's just that it does eventually get destroyed. So we'll wait on that. But I think the big storyline coming out of this game right now is not whether the Raiders are like the real deal as much as are the Saints not.
That part is weird because they weren't saying all this shit last week when they beat the Bucs. Well, they were like, damn, they beat the shit out the Bucs. And then this week the talk is Drew Brees done? Like, I keep hearing about the 4.82 like average like air time per pass bullshit. And I'm like, so? It's fucking Drew Brees. You didn't say that shit last week.
And also, he didn't have Michael Thomas, like his main go-to guy.
I think that's the big thing. Michael Thomas is arguably the best wide receiver in football. Not in my opinion, but I think arguably he's the best wide receiver in football. If you miss that dynamic of a player, you're not going to be able to do the same things you have been doing.
Like Alvin can only do so much.
Yeah, right. 9 catches for 95 yards or something like that. Something stupid.
That's right. That's fucking ridiculous.
But you see, even with all that production, Alvin can usually still do something along those lines, maybe around 70, 80 yards. And then you also have Michael Thomas that'll put up 120, 150 yards catching, not to mention the amount of just targets that he gets, or the fact that once he's on the field, the defense has to rotate and make sure that they're following and tracking wherever this guy is, which allows Alvin Kamara and everybody else to get a bit more open. I mean, they have weapons on that offense, but without – you got Jared Cook, who I still think is an amazing tight end. Fairly underrated as far as just over the years. He's never really mentioned in the category as like
he's on a
Gronkowski's
bunch of my fantasy teams because
I mentioned him
under the radar good.
He's one of those fantasy, like if you're a fantasy football player, he's like a god to you because he was always a dude that was available in later rounds that would help you win a championship just because he was always putting up those stats. But not having Michael Thomas is a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at their wide receiver depth, Marquez Callaway, Emmanuel Sanders used to be very good. He is questionably good now. Deontay Harris, questionably good. And Traquan Smith, who could be very good.
Emmanuel Sanders didn't have many targets, if any.
I know. The point is, like,
I had him on my FanDuel team.
The drop off from Michael Thomas to the second best is massive.
Night and day.
Massive.
All right, let me ask you this question.
You have a non-mobile quarterback. So
when
it's
the
not like
Saints,
they even have to worry about him scrambling a lot.
But when the Saints were great, did they have like that other person? Who?
Yes, Marcus Coulson. So like there was always.
But they were great after he left. But I'm saying.
Yeah, well, how long ago did Marcus Coulson leave?
It was a while ago.
Not that long ago. Before you had what's the guy we're just talking about?
Michael Thomas.
Like Michael Thomas stepped up. It's not like there was some 5-year gap in between those two guys. Not to mention, you're also looking at what the defense could have did in New Orleans and how good they were that overlooked a lot of things that was happening on the offensive side.
People are shitting on the Saints defense today, and I didn't like that because they were hyping up, and they're good.
But also, you have to look at that division. Yeah. And that division, as far as like what it has been over the years necessarily, has allowed the Saints to do a lot more than they would have in a lot of other divisions. I'm just saying that, like, if you're looking at overall the Saints team, Drew Brees is at his best when he has a pure number one wide receiver, which is any quarterback, right? But and losing him, there is going to be a significant drop off. And the Raiders don't suck. I think anybody that walks around here saying the Raiders suck is completely lost. Like I think your quarterback sucks, but I think that everything beyond that,
he outplayed Drew yesterday.
Yes.
Tell me that. But
he also had the pieces around him. And may I add,
we were missing our top two, like two of our top. We were missing our starting right tackle and our left guard.
Look, at the end of the day, there are a lot of play. I can go over the list as we'll recap the lot of week 2. There are a lot of people that outplayed Drew Brees this week. I'm not saying that because one week Derek Carr outplayed Drew Brees, that it's any sort of modicum of looking at the fact that he's a better quarterback or even on the same plane.
I'm saying he's better than Drew Brees. I'm saying you can't say he's trash.
We've had this argument before.
He's not trash.
He's the most mediocre quarterback in the National Football League.
No, Gardner is.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
I know that's your boy. That's why I said it.
He's not my boy. I'm being objective.
He is my boy.
Oh.
I want to grow up to be like
Gardner. No.
Gardner just looks like he's around a lot of circles of Coors Light and Confederate flags. So there's a little bit of me that's like, I like Gardner.
He's definitely court. Oh, he looks more like a Bud Light guy. Right?
Here's the thing. I think he's the one that shows up, has these guys around him, is like, I don't understand why I'm attracting these kind of folk. I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying that he's got an aura that attracts a certain type.
It's the mustache.
It's the mustache.
Hey.
He's also in Jacksonville. I mean, come on.
But I have a question. I have a question for each of you. Yes or no? Is Drew Brees done? Ryan, you first.
No, I don't think 1 week is indicative. And I will point out that there were 3 years where Brees was the starting quarterback, 14, 15, and 16, where the Saints didn't even make the playoffs. And they were saying that same shit then.
Kadeem?
And then guess what?
Yes or no?
Started playing well.
What do you mean by done? I'm serious. I think Drew Brees is on. I think Drew Brees
there's like a cliff. Is he going off the cliff?
I don't think it'll be that sudden. I don't think it's going to be I think Drew Brees is at that Peyton Manning's last couple years in Indianapolis before he went to Denver. Like, I think that we will never see the Drew Brees that we saw 5 or 6 years ago. I think that's over. But I think that it happens for all of them. You get to a certain, like, everybody keeps talking about how old Tom Brady is. How fucking old is Drew Brees now? Like, it's there. You do see
aren't they the same age?
I think there's like a year or two difference tops, but it's like you're talking about guys that, like, age will catch up to all of them. And especially if you're looking at what Drew Brees does and the kind of player he is a rollout mobile guy who likes to throw on the run a lot. Like, it's just as the years progress, he's not going to be able to do the same things that he was able to do.
Yeah,
so
he's 41, and I think
he had Michael Thomas there to cover everything up, and he's not there right now.
Do I think Drew Brees is talented enough to win a Super Bowl? Yes. I think that, like I said, it reminds me of Peyton Manning when he went to Denver. Was Peyton the engine that made that Denver team completely go? No, but he did enough, and he was serviceable enough to make it happen. And I think Drew Brees is kind of fit in that same category.
Yeah, he's a serviceable, but he's an elite serviceable quarterback.
I put Tom Brady in the same category. Tom Brady to me is not like, I think this week a lot of people are kind of hyping up what Tom did, which is understandable because we just wanted to see something compared to what week one showed.
They were killing him last week, so it's kind of like the same thing. Next week, Drew's going to kill whoever, and then they're going to hype him up again.
The first 3-4 weeks of an NFL season are so up and down because nobody knows what team is going to be. There are teams that are 0-2, they're going to make the playoffs. There are teams that are 2-0.
And then it's even further because there's no preseason.
And did anybody see the Giants being 0-2? I didn't, looking at their schedule. I mean, and without Saquon, they could be the worst team in the National Football League.
I like Daniel Jones.
I think Daniel Jones is – I didn't see the Bengals being 0-2 either.
I did.
I didn't see them being 0-2. I figured they'd get at least one rookie quarterback magnificent. Daniel Jones did the same thing last year before the Giants fell flat on their fucking face for the rest of the season.
I don't know. AJ Green's a shell of himself, and it's a rookie quarterback.
Yeah,
I think 0-2 is not a.
I think with AJ, it's going to take some time for him to get back to game shape.
Yeah, he looks bad.
I think he's trying to do too much. AJ Green is in that same category. There was a period of time in the NFL where you could look at the top 4 wide receivers. I think for a period of time was probably Calvin Johnson, AJ Green, Julio Jones, and Larry Fitzgerald.
How's AJ?
AJ's 30-something, I think, at this point.
I mean, I'm
trying not to keep my phone up, but I vote they just bring in T.O. because he's still running a 4.3.
That's right.
So.
But look, of those 4 guys, you had 3 whose careers have just basically been wasted.
Oh, AJ Green's not old. He's 32.
30, but I'm saying 32. Like, how old was Calvin Johnson? How old is Calvin Johnson right now? How old is Julio Jones right now? That's what I'm saying is that, they're all part of that same crop as far as receivers that have careers have just been wasted in certain places. And I think that's the sad part to me with AJ Green is that, I think Joe Burrow's finally a guy – he's been wasted as far as the Andy Dalton. I don't hate Andy Dalton, but Andy Dalton suffers from the same thing I think Derek Carr suffers from, which is just this – there's a certain limit of which you're going to get from them, and it's never going to be enough that you can say that they're going to carry your team. There's been so much. They're more than serviceable.
Can you say that though?
They're more than serviceable.
At Derek's peak, he was in the conversation for MVP
for half a season. He
got hurt at the end of the season, so we went 12-4 that year. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I stand firm. Same thing that Andy Dalton had winning seasons.
You could be wrong.
Huh?
I said you could be wrong. Was Andy Dalton ever in the MVP conversation?
He's had flashes.
Was he in the conversation for MVP towards the end of the year?
Were people talking about him as an MVP candidate? Yes.
When?
I don't give a fuck. I don't care who's in the running for an MVP conversation. You either get it or you don't get it.
Yeah.
No.
Remove your fandom. Remove your fandom.
Okay. No. I'm going to say this.
I don't care about the conversation for MVP. I do not give a flying fuck about the conversation for MVP.
All right, so fuck your argument then.
What do you mean fuck my argument?
You just said Derek has not ever been wherever his peak is. And I just said his peak was conversation for MVP.
His peak was a conversation about MVP, which got you what?
He got injured.
Shit. I don't give a fuck. It's what it is.
I mean,
I don't care. Okay. It's what it is.
You can get injured and still win the MVP.
No shit. No, yes, you can. That's the way the NFL works. You can win the MVP after you've been hurt. It's a regular season MVP trophy.
Yeah.
There have been people who got MVP votes after still being injured. Look, regardless of whatever it is you think about your quarterback, which is fine, you're going to defend him, and that's fair. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, I talk
shit about him too.
At the end of the day, I'm putting him and Andy
bullshit
in the same fucking category, which is quarterbacks that'll be on teams that'll have winning records, but they're not going to win you a playoff game, and they're not going to win your Super Bowl, and they're not going to carry your fucking organization. Period.
Jesus Christ. What examples do you have besides the one time versus the Texans that he will not carry us in the playoffs because he hasn't been there, because he's been hurt the first time?
He hasn't been there. That's the evidence.
All right. Well, fuck
you. How many years has he been in the league? How many years has he been in the league?
It's like that guy.
He hasn't been there.
It's the guy with the dollar bill on the end of the fishing rod.
Right.
Okay. I'm not taking this shit from y'all two. Not from y'all two. Your organizations have been shit for the longest time, so fuck both of you.
You're not getting any. But here's the thing: we're honest about it.
Bills are 2-0.
You switched.
I had no choice.
Right. And your team is waiting for the explosion of the fucking Death Star. So I don't understand why under any circumstances. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. Derek Carr is not in the conversation. Look, there are tiers.
He's not in the conversation of what?
There are tiers of quarterbacks. I'm saying that as far as tiers go, Derek Carr is in the Andy Dalton tier.
No, it's what it is. He's better than Andy Dalton because he's actually starting for an NFL team right now.
Okay, fair enough. Today.
That is what I'm talking about.
Right. If we're talking about today.
I'm talking about right now. I don't give a shit about the past. I'm talking about right now.
Derek Carr is Andy Dalton of 3 years ago. Happy with that argument? Like, that's all I'm saying, is that they're the same kind of guy. That's just what it is. You're not going to win championship. It's like Joe Flacco lucked into his fucking Super Bowls. Joe Flacco's just a cut above those motherfuckers. Like, but the only reason he is that he could play in the playoffs pretty decent sometimes. But beyond that,
team.
And he had great teams. But I'm saying is like Andy Dalton and Derek Carr, you have to build a monster squad to put around them because they're not going to carry you. They're not the caliber.
All right, that's fair.
They're nowhere near Drew Brees.
I mean, he hasn't showed you anything. He hasn't showed me much since that one season. That's all I'm saying.
You're getting so defensive with that's what I'm talking about.
No, because the way you say shit is disrespectful. And I have to check.
I don't have any respect for the man.
All right, so fuck you. That's my point.
Him bitching on Twitter every time anyone says anything about him while he eats his free Hooters wings. I have no respect for him.
He doesn't go to Hooters.
I have no respect for the man, all right?
He gets Hooters delivered.
He is but nothing but a construction worker on the Death Star that will explode when it explodes.
I pray to God we will play y'all this year.
What, so you can beat us because we fucking suck?
Yeah. And I could talk shit to you directly to your face about your team.
Unless Derek Carr gets fucking hurt, which is probably a possibility with Chase Young running after his ass.
No. Don't talk about injuries. It's
been that's Derek Carr's Achilles heel is his fucking injuries. We got to make sure that we take care of his injuries.
I'm about to transition, so fuck you.
Is it to injuries?
Yeah, you pussy. God damn it. The shit was terrible this week. Saquon's out for the year. Done. McCaffrey's out for 4 to 6 weeks. Nick Bosa's out for the year.
Done.
It's a whole slew of it. Did you watch the game?
Cortland Sutton, knee, done.
Yeah, he's done. Did you see the game last night where Jonathan Abram looked like he knocked himself out running into the damn ESPN Jumbotron? That shit was scary for a second because he did not move.
When Josh Jacobs got hurt, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
it felt like it was just another. This was a bloody Sunday. This was a really bloody Sunday.
And this is bad. Remember when the players were like, we don't want any preseason games? This is why you have preseason games.
I think it's more than just the preseason games because the practice time they weren't able to do much.
Right, but at least you get into, even if it's for a quarter or just for like a couple drives, you start getting into that game shape. And I think what you're seeing, and I'm not a doctor.
ACL has nothing to, but that's the thing. ACL, an ACL tear is not something that preseason helps out with. It's just a tear.
That's true. That's
what you're talking about. Majority of the injuries. It's like also, it's just if that is a fluke.
Oh, and the 49ers.
And then go back into the game.
Who?
Saquon. He got injured to play before, then he went back in. Another play.
I'm not sure about that.
That might have been the case. I didn't see it go down.
Either he injured his ACL on the play before, or injured the other leg somehow, and so he was favoring.
Yeah, I just remember
that leg,
like,
and dude, he was holding
during the play that he was running.
ground.
During the play that he was running, he pulled up a little bit as the dude was tackling him, and then you could see like it wasn't like a stiff arm. It was more like, "Hey, I'm trying to get to the ground."
Yeah, no, he was holding
Because
his
he was
knee
hurt.
before he hit the ground.
Yeah, because it was bad. And then the 49ers lost a shitload of people.
Yeah, their defense is
and their quarterback.
And their quarterback. Well,
And then
I thought they said Jimmy G was going to be okay.
Well, he didn't finish the game. And then
but I think his injury.
Denver lost Drew Lock for 3 to 5 weeks.
Drew Lock is gone.
Who
and
is
then
it?
they sudden Jimmy Garoppolo.
They signed Blaine Gabbert.
Devontae Adams got hurt. Savon Young, the cornerback of Baltimore, got hurt. Malik Hooker, the safety in Indianapolis, got hurt.
They're both out for the year.
Brandon Scarra for the Washington football team, he's out for a few weeks, which is the worst possible thing we got.
I think they put him on IR, so it's like three weeks.
Yeah, it's one of those like he could return. Yeah. Byron Jones out of Miami, gone. Raheem Mostert, once again, another San Francisco player, gone. Tyrod Taylor, the chest injury, gone. We don't know.
How long is Mostert out for?
Yeah. I think Mostert shut down.
Really?
No, hold on.
I didn't hear about that.
No, wait. Oh no, he won't be out long. It's just a sprained MCL.
Yeah, he's listed as doubt. Jimmy G says apparently can play this week, maybe.
Like ESPN has a list of they ranked the top 21 injuries from Sunday in a rank, and then they had other injuries as like honorable mentions because it was too long to keep the list.
They shouldn't do that.
It was just it's one of those rarity things. It's not like I've never seen ESPN power rank injuries.
Yeah,
I just think that there was so many.
That's annoying. That would piss me off.
I mean,
like, don't rank my injury. Fuck you.
It's like it could be COVID related and no preseason and not enough, practices before, or could just be like a fluke weekend.
I think it's a fluke, man.
These injuries just happen, and they theoretically could all happen in the same weekend. And I hope for the for my fantasy teams, which are doing quite well. Thank you for getting Zeke Elliott in all of your leagues. I hope everybody stays healthy, because what's worse than having the season canceled by COVID is having all your players come back and all the NFL superstars getting hurt,
it's kind of nuts.
I mean, I'm more sad about C-Mac than Saquon, because I think Saquon, I think, will be able to recover. He's got,
C-Mac's gone for 4 weeks. He'll come back this year. Right,
but just based on age, those injuries, those ankle injuries, those things can
How old do you think Saquon is?
It's his second year in the league, right?
Yeah, and how old do you think McCaffrey is?
It's his 6th year in the league.
I don't think so, bro.
5th year in the league?
I don't think so for that either.
He's like 3 years in.
Yeah. I think he came out like the year before Saquon, maybe.
Hopefully. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I was like,
I think McCaffrey's been in the league for
I have no idea.
Did he come out the year that they won the national championship?
Stanford? Don't think
I think
so.
maybe that's where I'm confusing it, because they won, and then did he stay for the next year?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
But
McCaffrey's like 3 years in, because last year was like, oh my God, this dude might already be the best running back in the league. And then he's the best running back in the league. Like, it's just. Yeah,
I feel bad for both Saquon, but I feel bad for Daniel Jones, because he's got, I know that they signed they were talking to, who's the guy that used to be on Atlanta as their second, Devontae Freeman?
Yeah. Freeman. Yeah.
I mean, trust me, I don't know how he was not on a team. He's not a
call Marshawn.
How many years is this is Daniel Jones' second year?
Second year.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, because they're wasting his prime years, in terms of hold on, Kadeem. Here's what I'm about to say. QBs on rookie deals win the Super Bowl.
Well, that's when you have to get. That's when you.
I'm saying if you look at the past QB winners, the ones that are on their rookie deal win, besides Brady, because Brady always takes a lot less for them to spend on the team. That has been proven.
Yeah.
Mahomes went on his rookie deal. Once the QB gets paid and they eat up a bunch of the cap, then from there, the rest of the team suffers and they don't win. The QB may be great or maybe doing great things, but they just won't win. Next
year would be the last year of his rookie deal, right?
He was first rounder, so I don't think so.
This year would be the last year of his
rookie deal. It's the second year. I think he gets like, what, 4 years?
I'm just saying, I feel bad
for him. Hey, you guys are not the only ones that have said it this week. This is the last few days.
I've been saying this for years.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a particular aspect of this. About Daniel Jones is feeling bad for him. Daniel Jones' offense.
He went to Duke. Fuck him.
Daniel Jones' offense has Evan Ingram, Sterling Shepard, Golden Tate, Darius Slayton. I don't want to hear – I'm not playing any fucking violins for Daniel fucking Jones. All right? You want to talk about talent? Look at what the Washington football team has on goddamn offense and to talk about what it is that – look, all right, I'm sorry. He's missing arguably the greatest running back in the NFL. Oh, my God. I feel so bad for the man. Fuck that. Either play up to your abilities or don't. I don't want to
It's a whiff. It's a whiff.
Darius Slayton is –
It's a whiff thing.
No, but that's the reason I couldn't –
It's not just a whiff thing.
That's the reason I couldn't become a Giants fan because I can't get on board. I still feel bad for Daniel Jones because he's in one of the toughest environments.
I'm not saying I feel bad for him. It's more so like his win. Like if he was in a better situation with a better team, like this would be his time to win it.
But here's the thing. He's in his second year of a 4-year rookie deal. So assuming I know this sounds bad. If you're going to have a bad ACL injury, week 2 is not the worst time to have it.
Yeah, no.
You can rehab and be ready for the start of next season, potentially better because your knee's been given full time to heal. And maybe they fucking suck ass, which they probably will, and they'll have better draft picks next year. Like maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Still feel bad for Daniel.
Look, and here's the thing. The other thing that I just want to mention as far as
you got real quiet for some reason.
Yeah, I was looking at something because we've talked about the whole rookie deal when it comes to the.
You're talking about your volume.
Yeah, your volume's low. Your volume be low, son.
Yeah.
Can you hear me better now?
Somewhat.
A little bit.
Better?
Yes.
Okay. I understand as far as being able to have any flexibility with your team when it comes to the NFL, when it comes to rookie deals or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But in all honesty, other than Patrick Mahomes, it's not necessarily been the case for a while as far as Super Bowl winners being on the rookie deals. Because if we're looking at it, you have New England, like we said, they're out of the conversation, right? Yep. Carson Wentz doesn't count because he didn't win the Super Bowl. It was Nick Foles that did that. Then Denver was Peyton Manning.
But no, that does count though, because what Nick Foles was cheap as shit.
All right, so this is actually going to segue into something else that I want to talk about as far as week 2 stuff. And the reason that I said earlier in this pod that I recorded something that I had said earlier this year, back in July on this pod, that I know is coming to fruition, which is Cam motherfucking Newton. Look, regardless of whatever it is, that shitty play call at the end of that game, Cam Newton and the New England Patriots right now they will be in the AFC Championship game. I think that by the end of the season, it's going to be Baltimore, Kansas City. One of those guys are not going to make it, and you're going to have New England's going to sneak in that sumbitch. And it's all about just what you're paying the quarterback position. I think right now it's a bigger indictment on the NFL and just how stupid everybody in the NFL is that allowed Cam Newton to go to New England where you could have had a quarterback of that caliber on your team. I don't care where you are in the league. I even criticize the Washington football team for not bringing Cam in. Ron Rivera answered the question directly in saying that he didn't want to bring somebody else in to pressure Dwayne Haskins. But in all honesty, if your quarterback is that bothered by having Cam Newton on your bench and the fans are that much saying that they need to play the guy, then you probably have a problem at quarterback. So I'm just saying that, right now, I think it's just about the money that you have tied up in the quarterback position compared to the amount of talent you put around it. I don't think Daniel Jones necessarily fits in that same boat just because of the talent that they already have on offense compared to what it is that they can piece together on defense. I think Daniel Jones, if I'm looking at I feel worse for Joe Burrow than I do for Daniel Jones as far as talent.
Yeah, that's a fair statement.
I feel worse for a lot of guys than I would for Daniel Jones. I'm not playing a violent. It's not just a Washington football team thing. I feel look, there is not a quarterback that got put in a worse situation last year as far as rookies go than Dwayne Haskins. I don't think that anybody could say that to be any different. If we're looking at talent around the man, or we're looking at getting thrown feet to the fire, right?
Yeah, but I mean, he wasn't even starting, right? Because it was Alex, and then Alex got hurt.
It was yeah. Oh no, was it Alex last year? I thought Alex was 2 years ago.
That was last year.
Was it last year Alex got hurt?
I still don't know how he came back.
It's been he's a long fucking
He's a legend
year,
forever.
Dude.
Yeah, he's a legend forever.
It's just but that's what I'm saying is like right now, there's the amount of money you're paying for the quarterback position. I think that what you're going to see right now is New England's going to be an exception to the rule again when it comes to Cam Newton as far as this rookie deal thing. It's just about getting value at the quarterback position. If you can get a guy who can get you, and this is where I look at when we were talking earlier as far as Derek Carr's and the Andy Daltons. To be completely honest, if you build a good enough team around those guys. Like, if you build a monster team because you save majority of your salary, I think the Derek Carrs and the Andy Daltons get overpaid based on the talent that they have. Whereas that they should be the guys that come in on a cheaper salary than some of these other guys do. They could potentially take your team over the top. But when you have like when you have everybody having a conversation about this guy was in the MVP conversation or this guy's doing this, that, and the other, it overvalues some of these dudes. Because I don't look at these people in any way, shape, or form in the way of having a quarterback that could just take you to a championship. Like if you have Tom Brady,
far between.
Right? Well, I mean, if we're looking at the league right now, Patrick Mahomes is somebody that could take you to a championship. Lamar Jackson is somebody that could take you to a championship. Russell Wilson is somebody that could take you to a championship. Tom Brady's still somebody that can take you to a championship. Who else? There's
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers can take you to a championship.
Kyler Murray potentially.
Nah.
Kyler Murray, they still getting the pieces together. But look, if you look at Kyler Murray, he's got 500 yards passing and I think 150 yards rushing. Like he's on track to do something that nobody's ever done. Like there are going to be certain guys that I'm like looking at and saying like as long as they're under center, you can never count them out of a game. And there's just a lot of guys that don't fit in that category, and I don't think they deserve to be in the same conversation contract-wise of eating up a certain percentage of your salary. This is why I think you need to.
How do you feel about Matt Stafford?
Huh?
How do you feel about Matt Stafford? Because I think he has the most comebacks in
Matt
the NFL
Stafford's
since
in
like
the
2016 or
Matt
something
Stafford's in the Matt Ryan category, which are guys that have enough talent. They don't necessarally have.
You mean like arm talent? Arm talent?
Yes.
Yeah.
They even the intangibles they have it. Like even if you look at the Super Bowl when Atlanta blew the lead, it wasn't Matt Ryan's fault.
Or like last week.
But you're really looking at a lot of, especially those two teams in particular, is defense. Defense has been you can't win a championship without having a defense. And like those two teams, especially over the years, have suffered on the defensive side of the ball more than anything else. So regardless if you have a situation like Matt Stafford can put up 40 points a game, if the defense puts up 45, what does it matter? Like, I think the crazy stat about the Atlanta game, which still blows my mind that Atlanta lost
first
that game.
team ever.
Atlanta had, I think there was some stat about having like scoring 40 points with no turnovers since the beginning of the NFL. No team has ever lost until today.
It was 440-0 before that occurrence.
That's not Matt Ryan's fault. So like I look at Matt Ryan, I look at Matt Stafford in the category of the same guys, because also let's take a look and see where that through line is. I also mentioned all the wide receivers that I think has had their careers wasted, right? Calvin Johnson was in Detroit with Matt Stafford. Julio Jones is in Atlanta with Matt Ryan. Like you still have while they might have those two guys, they're still not. The defense is able to help them out under any circumstances, and that's.
I mean, you put them in a different situation.
If you put them in a different situation, like if Matt Stafford played for the Patriots, he'd have 5 Super Bowls. If Matt Ryan played for the Patriots, he'd have 5 Super Bowls. Like
or if you had the Patriots defense on either of those teams,
right? If you put either one of those guys in Seattle's Legion of Boom over the years, like
they wouldn't be able to afford it.
That's the other thing. But I mean, But now, I mean, they
why,
spent a lot of money on defense. It just never pans out. Like, I think Detroit, at least with Darius Slay and, like, what they're doing right now, looks promising.
Darius Slay is with the Eagles.
Oh, yeah, they traded him.
Yep.
Ah.
Yep, because him and Patricia hated each other.
And that's why it's ridiculous that Cam Newton, who is that kind of quarterback, went for, like, what, like a couple $1 million?
It was 1 or 7.
Yeah, I was looking at the pod that the stat that I broke down when we did the pod when I was screen recorded was that the combined salaries of Jameis Winston and Cam Newton were less than Chase Daniel.
That shit still pisses me off. And then Blake Bortles got signed by Denver, and Colin Kaepernick still doesn't have a job. So,
do y'all want to go over the picks last week and then the picks this week?
No, I mean, we already went over the picks last week. Let's just go over the picks this week that happened. And then on Saturday, we'll go over the ones that
I'm saying, like, who won?
I'm about to say.
Week? Oh, that's okay. Okay. That's what I was saying. I thought you just said we already went over it.
No. I won. I had 14. Ryan had 12. You had 10. Kadeem.
Watching the football team and going against the Raiders kind of.
The last two got you because you picked the Patriots to win.
They should have.
I know. And then you also picked the Saints to win.
They should have.
Like, Ryan picked the Seahawks like I did, but he also picked the Saints. So.
Shut up.
Patriots should have won that game. Patriots should have totally won that game.
Dude, that was a grossness.
Yeah, like I am so nervous in regards to Sunday at 1:00.
Who y'all playing? Oh,
the Patriots.
Are we going over the picks now?
No.
For this week?
No. We'll do that on Saturday.
No. Because if we do that on Saturday, if the podcast doesn't get uploaded until Monday, nobody knows what our picks are going into the Sunday slate of games.
That's fair. All right, I'll pull them up.
We need to do the picks today.
Let's do it.
All right.
In order to make sure that we're all on the same page.
We have our Dolphins Jags picks already.
The idea to me, as far as the midweek podcast, as far as these are basically our NFL podcast. I think on Saturday, as much as I'm going to begrudgingly hate it, unless something really occurs over the course of a few days, when we do the pods on Saturdays and Sundays, I don't think really we'll be talking about the NFL much.
Yeah. No point.
All right, unless we decide to change.
Do you still have our Dolphins Jags picks?
Yep. Kadeem and I picked the Dolphins, you picked the Jaguars.
Fitz tragic.
Right.
Unless Fitzmagic comes out of the locker room. I don't
all right,
it's really week to week.
All right, so 49ers Giants, who you got?
Niners. Ooh.
Injury City.
Ooh,
who y'all
Injury
got?
Cities.
Give me the Giants.
I think I will also go Giants.
Wow.
Surprisingly.
The NFC East can't be this bad forever.
Yes, they can.
Yeah, they can.
All right, 9. All right, you got the Giants. You got the Giants. Washington football team versus Browns.
Whiffed.
Okay. Who you got, Kadeem?
I have no faith in Washington.
All right, I got the Browns. And then y'all got the whiffed. Bengals, Eagles.
Give me the Eagles. I think this is a big week for the NFC East.
Okay.
I'm going with Burrow.
All right. I got the Eagles, Raiders, Patriots.
Pats.
Woo. You know what? I'll take a flyer. I'll go Raiders.
Okay. Me too. Bears, Falcons.
Dub Bears.
I mean, who they got? Ugh.
Look, the Bears were my Super Bowl pick last year, and Mitch is starting to play like Mitch can play. I'm excited, man. I'm excited about Chicago. I think people sleeping on Chicago.
Yeah, I'll take the Bears. They got a decent defense too.
I got the Falcons.
Still got Khalil Mack on a team, and people ain't talking about it enough.
I mean, if he has games where he only gets 4 tackles, he's not going to get talked about.
He's still at least what it is.
Oh, he impacts the game.
Yeah,
he impacts the game always, no matter what, no matter where he is.
It's the same like Von Miller. Von Miller might not have
doubled.
10, 15 sacks in a year, but you have to change the way your offense operates around him. You're not going to have as many threats out there.
Agreed. Rams, Bills.
I'll take the the Bills of Buffalo, please.
I take the Bills.
I'll take the Rams.
Josh Allen, did you see him run over those mother?
Yo, he's a strong kid.
He's not stronger than Aaron Donald. Texans Steelers.
That's a valid point.
Texans Steelers.
Steelers.
Damn. Texans. Yeah, Steelers. Texans have been so bad.
Go ahead, Joe Hayden. Let's get it.
Go ahead.
Titans Vikings.
Titans.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins had the only game worse than Dwayne Haskins this week.
And that's only because they didn't let Dwayne fucking throw the ball. Fucking dump downs every fucking pass.
All right. Panthers Chargers.
Chargers.
I think that with McCaffrey out.
I'm going Panthers.
I love Teddy, though.
Jets Colts.
This is a game I don't give a shit about. I will not be watching a single second of this game. If it's on my TV, I'm going to
Colts by 10.
Yeah, give me the Colts.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the Colts, their running game is
I just can't believe that we've gotten to a point where Frank Gore is a starting running back in the NFL again.
Hey, he's only like 800 yards. He's only 800 yards short of
easily
second place in all-time rushing yards.
They showed the picture of him in 2005 compared to the picture of him now, and he doesn't look any older.
Is that because black, in fact, does not crack?
It's because he's always looked old.
Oh, that could be true, yes. He's always looked 34.
He's the Morgan Freeman thing.
All right, so Cowboys Seahawks.
Seahawks. Even though I will admit, Dak Prescott did some stuff this week that has made me respect him a bit more.
No, he's trying to earn that fucking contract money he wants.
And Greg Zuerlein is a magician with his foot, or the Atlanta Falcons are the dumbest sons of bitches on the face of the earth. I don't know. It's one or the other. Or it might be both.
It might be the latter because of history. Lions Cards.
History.
Cardinals. I am scared of Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
All right.
And Hopkins is looking better than he ever has in Houston.
And they still have to worry.
Samurai?
Yes. And yes, I will take the Cardinals. And they still have to worry about that Fitzgerald gentleman.
Yep. Bucks, Broncos.
Dub Bucks.
Yeah, man. Broncos are trash. I'll take Bucks.
Good. You guys are learning. Pack Seahawks.
Pack.
No, Pat Saints.
Pack.
My bad.
Pack.
Wait, coming off a loss, though? I'll take Saints.
All right. Chiefs Ravens.
The game of the motherfucking year.
Ravens. Fuck the Chiefs. Ravens. The Chiefs have not looked good. They struggled against the Chargers.
But I think
they also saw a quarterback they weren't planning for.
I also, like, when we were talking about Russell Wilson as far as the MVP candidate, I think what people are also forgetting is that Patrick Mahomes has a light switch, and he can basically say, all right, I want to play now, and he can flip it on. It doesn't feel like Patrick Mahomes has flipped the switch yet.
Wait, they made a song just for him.
That kind of reminds me of what they said about the Clippers, just so you know.
I flipped the switch.
I think Patrick Mahomes is different. I literally don't. It doesn't look like he's been trying.
It's the difference because they have already won.
The Clippers did not win last year.
And you can see, Pat does not, in my opinion, Patrick Mahomes does not look like he's been trying.
Who are y'all picking? Who are you picking?
Chiefs.
All right.
Give me the Ravens. I'm in Baltimore. I can't.
You do all this shit? All right.
Is Lamar Jackson doing stuff?
Switch, but fuck that man.
I just don't think he cares yet.
He flipped what side he was on.
I don't think he cares yet. I think Patrick Mahomes will start carrying around week 10. And then he's just going to take it away. Like, I think Russell Wilson's going to have the most dominant season up until week 10. The Pat's going to say, all right, I'm going to start throwing 10 touchdowns a game. It's just going to be like –
Travis Kelce's going to not drink beer the night before the game.
Patrick Mahomes just got engaged. Like, he had a birthday, I think, celebrate. Like, he's just chilling. He's just kind of like, all right, this whole
His dance moves are terrible.
But Patrick Mahomes,
watch him dance on the fucking field though.
No, I don't want to.
Patrick Mahomes is toying with the league right now, in my opinion. I think
he just learned how to read coverages last year.
Yeah,
Is Andy Reid's like, Patrick, you gonna start playing yet?
No, Andy Reid's not going to even bother to defog his mask. Like, he doesn't have to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Do we need to pick next Thursday's game as a tiebreaker?
Yeah.
Broncos and Jets.
Oh.
I think that's Broncos across the board.
Yeah.
Like,
Jets.
the Jets are so bad.
Give me the Jets.
All right.
They have to win a game.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Look, 0-16 is 0-16 is still hard to do. All right?
But it's been done.
It has, but it's still hard to do, and I play the numbers.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like this is the 16th game.
Yeah. I mean, when it's
the 17th game.
I hate the NFL early on.
I know. I was like, they could lose this one.
The NFL early
They
on.
can start 0-5.
The NFL is the most insidious season of any sport because it's like, oh man, it's so early on. After next week, we're a fourth of the way through the year. It's just like, God, I hate the NFL season.
It's still a lot of time.
I know, but it doesn't feel like it.
It's not like they play every other day. It's once a week. All right, cool. So final thoughts. Yep.
Arsenal plays tomorrow.
Good luck.
Pretty good start to the season for us. Little hairy at times, but good start. Still excited to see the Capitals next year. I think Peter Laviolette is still the greatest coaching hire we've had since Trotz, that we just fucking let go for some goddamn reason. Also, stay indoors. Actually, go outside, but wear your mask because it's fucking fall and it's fucking beautiful. It's been like 68 degrees every day. Yeah, just stay safe. Enjoy your sports. Enjoy them inside.
Away from
on your own fucking TV or like with your family. How about that? Good family time, right? Hey.
As long as y'all aren't all outside in different places and coming back and infecting your whole family.
I mean, as long as you're being safe, family's family.
Kadeem, your go.
I had a final thought, but I can't remember it now.
Bubba Wallace?
When I thought about it. Huh?
Bubba Wallace?
It's kind of cool. I still want to see it actually peter out. Like, so right now, Michael Jordan's working with Bubba Wallace and a few other guys to put together a NASCAR team. I still want to see some things before, because he's not like the first black guy to put together an owner team, but there's also, depending on like which series of NASCAR it is that they come in. So I still want to see more of it out before I make a big deal.
I mean, Bubba's a top tier driver, so I'm assuming it's going to be at the highest level.
Yeah, same here.
Bubba's not number. Oh, but I will say, just on my final thought is actually the Washington football team. I am terrified. Our offense looks really, 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 really bad. And if I'm I hope we get our shit together on offense.
Here's the thing. Bad. It is the style of offense. It is not the offense in and of itself. They broke some big runs, but if they keep kind of forcing Dwayne into those check down passes, he's never going to be able to light people up.
Dwayne Haskins has 2.22 seconds to throw the football, which is the worst in the league. We just lost Brandon Scherf. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. Skirt. It's not about Dwayne. Look, I'm not putting the blame at all of this on Dwayne.
No, me neither.
He has no time to throw the ball. He has to check down because nothing gets to develop. But the one thing I will give Dwayne credit for, other than he had a fumble that looked bad, he doesn't throw interceptions, and he usually does a really good job of making sure that we keep the football, whether that's take the sack or throw it away, but he just hasn't had time. I think the offensive line right now is really, really struggling, but what I want to see happen is Dwayne at Ohio State was the most successful when they ran out of shotgun and hurried up. And I think that if we transition to more of a hurry-up offense, it could help him out. And I just want to see us do a lot more no-huddle, because every time that we've done it in-game, it's been working.
Or which I didn't see enough of was –
we just lost James.
What I didn't see enough of was the Death Star took him. That's what it was. It finally exploded. What I didn't see enough of was like the shotgun handoffs and then shotgun play action, because you shotgun play action. If you do that in shotgun handoff, you're going to keep those linebackers away from the line and let your struggling line actually block 4 instead of blocking like 8.
Kind of. I think the only thing that's been helping us out in that department is the fact of how many wide receivers we've had, or how many running backs we've had that are just different, and they don't know. Like J.D. McKissick at one point, I think had like eight yards of carry, but it's like, oh, wow, this is gonna suck to edit now.
My computer died. Like we were almost
just
done.
Died.
You didn't have it plugged in?
No, I left my charger in Delaware.
Are you still in Maryland?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize you're not in the closet. Damn it.
And also, there's like a real wood dresser drawer right next to him. That's that real wood too. That's not ideal. All right.
All right, that's mine. That's mine.
My final thought was Barca versus Suarez. They need to let that man go.
I mean, but if he cheated on the exam, then they're not going to let him go.
No. It's not even that. He was going on a free transfer to Atletico Madrid. Barca found out about it and then reneged on their decision to let him leave on a free transfer.
What?
They were going to let him leave on a free transfer, but they found out he was about to sign with Atletico Madrid. So they said, no, you can't leave to go there. But they gave him a team, and Atletico wasn't on it.
Well,
but then when they found out that he was going there, they were like, no.
Barca's just trying to alienate everybody.
Yeah, like they're trying to make us, like, people not be a fan of them.
I mean, I'm a Messi fan. I could give a fuck about the rest of the team at this point. I liked it when Thierry was there, but you can't treat the same reason I had to leave the whip. It's like you can't treat your players and your fans the way that they've been treating them. And
yeah,
seems like you might be
to that point. Like,
seems like you might be on the same boat. Go find a team in like Italy or something.
No, never.
Unless Messi goes to Italy and then go to Italy.
No, them racist fucks. I'm good.
No, well, yeah.
The fans, like some of the fans, there, yeah, it's bad. And like,
well, you can go to England. It's the least of the racists.
Liverpool.
I mean, if Messi ends up at Pool, I wouldn't be mad at you.
No, he's probably going to go to City.
I'm at my hard stop. I got a pre-early birthday dinner because I won't be here this weekend with my family. So,
happy early birthday, Ryan.
Yeah,
thanks,
happy
man.
early birthday, man.
All right, y'all. I'll holla at you.
Peace.
Peace.
Back, Kadeem.